I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Andy. This is e-commerce marketing with the Pitbulls. Welcome back to our holiday series. This is the third video out of three. So if you haven't gotten a chance, go back and check our first two out. They were on kind of the holiday trends that we're seeing in 2022, and then how to prepare yourself for the holiday season. This one, so important, and probably the most exciting of the three. This is how we're going to crush the holiday season once it's upon us. So let's dive right in.
So the first one we mentioned in our last video, but it was so important that we wanted to bring it back to make sure that you're crushing the holiday season. Make sure you're ready to handle volume. So that means making sure that your orders are going to get out on time. And if they aren't, if you hit a snag during this holiday season for whatever reason, as we know, supply chain and all kinds of issues can happen, then make sure you're really communicative with your customers. Make sure you're sending out emails. Make sure you're responding to those who are trying to order. That is going to do so much of the legwork for you when you are finally ready to get back online and that they can purchase. They will come back and purchase. But if they had a terrible time figuring you're out of stock and they're not getting any answers to their questions and you're not emailing them any updates about what's happening, they're going to walk and you're going to lose out on that money. So make sure that you're ready to handle the volume, not just with your inventory, but with your customer service. It's such a big piece that I feel like often gets overlooked in e-commerce. The other piece of this is making sure that every little avenue that your customers can contact you through, someone's actually keeping an eye on each of those channels, whether it be phone calls, emails, chats through the website. Don't leave anything unsupervised, because the one unanswered question can really lose a customer's interest, and then you're going to lose out on that sale. So just make sure that you are completely ready for all communications from customers.
That's a great point. And I think we're going to talk about some more of the marketing related things, but this is just so important to remember. This is kind of table stakes. Like your ads aren't going to matter at all if you're not getting the orders out the door or there's some big problem with the website. So just make sure that you're prioritizing that, all of your operations are actually happening and are happening properly. And if anything does come up, like Lindsay mentioned, that's your number one priority. So no matter what else you have going on, whatever else ads you have planned, jump on it. That's your number one thing, is to make sure that the products are actually going out the door. And when people want to make an order or have a question about an order, they're actually able to do that and get through. Awesome. So kind of pivoting over to the ad side, another big thing to think as you're in the middle of the holiday season, hopefully you already have everything planned, so you're not spending a lot of time on creating new ads and that type of thing. But you probably will need to make a few manual adjustments to budgets throughout this period. So most of the year and in general, we always focus on these automated bidding strategies, and especially getting over to target ROAS or target CPA, if that's what you're using. And the reason for that is it's kind of set it and forget it. You can put a pretty high budget in there and tell Google, hey, spend as much as you can up to the point where you start not hitting that target result level that I'm looking for. Now, the problem with this, when it gets to something like a holiday season where all of a sudden volume is jumping up, search volume, sales volume, everything's starting to change very quickly. Sometimes those automated models don't necessarily respond as quickly as you'd like to. So you may expect, especially with things like, hey, as we're ramping into the week of Black Friday, you're probably going to need to increase your budget a little bit and not just wait for Google to go ahead and do that for you. The other big thing to watch out for is if you come in halfway through the holiday season and you realize, hey, your ads are currently have that little red box limited by budget, you want to make sure that you bump up that budget, because what that's telling you is, hey, if you're looking for this particular ROAS, this particular return on your spend, you could be getting more at that level if you bump that budget up a little bit. So be ready to make those manual adjustments. But on the flip side, don't overreact. So oftentimes you may get, one down day, or, hey, we just got through Black Friday and then all of a sudden Cyber Monday doesn't do quite as well. Don't react too fast, because remember, while we are using automated bidding models, every time you make a change, there's going to be some level of learning period. And hopefully it's not too heavy if the change isn't too big. They say always try to make changes inside of like 15% one way or the other in terms of budget changes or changing your targets. But just make sure that you're not saying, hey, we had one bad day, let's drop the budget way down, or hey, we had one good day, let's throw the budget way through the roof. You really want to make sure that you're trying as much as possible to be set it and forget it. And that's one of those things that you should have planned for and thought through. So keep an eye on it, be ready to make changes, but also be thoughtful and not making too many changes and not overreacting.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And the other piece to keep in mind is that January is right around the corner. So while you have all this stuff in a mostly set it to forget it mode, which is where you want it to be, keep an eye on the creative and the things that your competitors are doing. And I say that not so that you can make changes while things are going on, but so that you can keep an eye on what's working as we head into January and the new year. So some of those trends will continue and start to leak into 2023, and some of them will just be around that holiday season and die off, and then you can leave that there. But it's still a good idea to keep an eye on what's working with your competitors. What are you seeing industry-wide for the holidays that's going to continue on? If your business has some seasonality to it, and January tends to be a really big year for you, focus on that and don't spend as much time looking at all the numbers that are happening during the holiday season. And the other piece of that too is that you're going to get a whole list of new customers, people who are newly interested in your business, learning about it. Make sure you capitalize on that by adding them into your emails. Start a new nurturing series in your emails. Look at them as different from your other customers because they're here from the holidays. They got a lot to learn. They got to learn about your products and all the extra stuff you're offering and your stories. So keep them in mind as a special little subset as you head into 2023 that you can nurture hopefully throughout the year and bring them on back towards the holiday season in 2023. So wrap it up in a nice bow, keep them there. The whole year is ideal for you. But yeah, keep in mind the new year is right around the corner. So if you have any seasonality with your business or any other changes to keep in mind, that's a great time to start shifting your focus to that, and then review the holidays at a later time.
Perfect. All right. I think we had some really good points there. Hopefully you're ready to crush the holiday season. Just doing a quick recap. Number one, make sure your website and all of your operations are fully functioning and you're not dropping any orders because of any technical reasons. Number two, feel free to make some manual adjustments in there, and you probably will have to make manual adjustments. So keep a really close eye and be ready to make some changes, but don't overreact. Try not to make changes, on a daily basis. Try not to be making, really large swings one way or the other. Try to keep things as set it and forget it as possible, even as you keep a close eye on it. And then lastly, don't forget that January is coming. Winter is coming, as they say. Oftentimes, we see people kind of heads down, fog of war throughout the holiday season, getting everything done, getting everything out the door. And then January hits and it's like, oh, what now? I don't have any ads ready. I don't have anything. So just make sure you're doing, obviously that doesn't necessarily need to be the priority if January is a lower sales season. But also don't forget that it's there. So make sure that you are ready for January coming. You have your remarketing plans, you have your ad plans all set up, and you're ready to go.
And one more thing, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe now. Even though this series is complete and this is the last video in our series, you can still check out other videos. We talk all the time about e-commerce marketing and Google Ads specifically. So you can see the videos from our other parts of the series over here. I'll link them there. And as always, every video has any data that we use, articles that we talk about are going to be linked in the show notes. So check those out. And we're excited to see more of you around as we talk more about e-commerce marketing.